Good morning, nieces and nephews. Uncle JD here again on this beautiful Friday morning. I'm gonna be on here as long as I can be. Don't really have a lot of time, but this is the waking up process for me right now. So, good morning. I have somewhere between 20 and 50 minutes. So I figured, why not? Well, actually, no, I got about 20 to 50 minutes, depending on when people start showing up. And depending on what I find out today, will determine a few things. If my friend that runs the call center is gonna let me work tomorrow, then everything will be okay. If he doesn't let me work tomorrow, that's gonna fuck up a lot of things for old Uncle JD. Especially with the fact that I did what I was supposed to do in order to get more hours. And then if I don't get those hours, then why should I try so hard? So here's the deal. If you're not going to follow through with what you say you're going to follow through with, if I get enough transfers for you, if you're not going to give me the extra time, then I'm not going to try so hard. Because the thing is, if you're paying me an hourly rate to get as many transfers as I can get, and you tell me that you'll give me an extra hour or two depending on how many transfers I get, and when I get transfers like I'm supposed to, and you don't give me the extra time, fuck you. Let's see here. Forgive me if I say this wrong. I believe it's Subo AWM King says hello. Hello back to you. Oh, okay. Shout out to India. Thanks for the love there. When referring to you, to make it easier, I will just simply call you Subo. Tell me if I'm saying that correctly or not. Jedi Mike asks, are you homeless? Yes, I am. Or should I say, I'm houseless. Where I lay my head is home. That was a quote from Wherever I May Roam by Metallica. If you've never heard it, check it out. Metallica is Wherever I May Roam. Tech Compute, hopefully I said that correctly. Forgive me if I say this wrong. Halo Ini Video Tentang Apapak. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you for participating in the chat. Again, this live stream is just me jumping on, trying to wake up while I still have time before I gotta put in these hours. Bossman says Yama. Hopefully I said that correct. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you for the chat participation there, Bossman. Archangel Michael, nice name. That a long ass cigarette, brother. Actually, it's not. It's a 100. Maybe it was from the angle that it was at, but people do say 100s are long. Well, here's the way I look at it. You got shorts and you got 100s, or kings and 100s. They both cost the same amount. Now, the 100s have a little bit more filter, but they also have a little bit more tobacco. So, I'm trying to get my money's worth. To compute, hopefully, again, I'm saying that correctly. I'm just going to call you Tech. Tech asks, or said, I asked what this video was about, sir. Oh, okay. So in case I haven't answered it yet, this video is simply, I got nothing better to do. Let me rephrase that. I've got time to be on here, so while I'm sitting here smoking and all that, I figured I would jump on, because I usually do live streams later in the evening, but, there's people on the other side of the globe that this would be evening, so, I'm trying to jump on for them too. Jedi Mike. Phone, YouTube channel, SIGs, clean shirt, you must be homeless in America. I am in America. State of Florida. The Gunshine State. So if that was the state of Florida, right where my finger's bent right here, that's approximately where Tampa Bay is at. And that's where I'm at. Let's see here. Papu Sabaro. Hopefully I said that correct. Cinema Tisa Badula Oka Industry Start Chesta Employment Create Avtundi nowadays who are going to theaters to see cinema. Hopefully I said all that correctly. And that's a good question. Who is going to the theaters for that nowadays? Archangel Michael says, ha ha ha. I'm not sure which part you're saying ha 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 to, but hey, if something's making you laugh, laugh away. I'm not here to I'm not here to stifle anybody's joy. Shirt ain't so clean anymore. Just ashed all over myself. Fan-fucking-tastic. Now here's the thing though. Yes, I am without a home, aka homeless, aka out here, out there. But I do have it better than most homeless people. Archangel Michael says, wish I was in Florida, need help changing a head gasket. Okay, we do have quite a few shade tree mechanics in the state of Florida. So if you were, you could definitely get some help changing a head gasket. Me, myself, I have to stick to phone jobs for the time being because my health declined due to my diabetes and pancreatitis and gallbladder issues and all that. Within a few months, like 3 or 4 months, I went from being 287 pounds down to 165 due to my health issues. Type 3 diabetic, which means I'm type 2 diabetic, but it comes with early onset Alzheimer's disease. Got inflammation of the liver, got an enlarged artery. Pancreatitis, if I haven't mentioned it, which caused the diabetes because my pancreas is basically shot. Let's see here, what time is it? 7:50. Okay, I got a little bit of time left. I am trying to wake up, so this might as well be a wake and bake session. I'm gonna flip the camera around so you can see things normal as opposed to in reverse. Ghost. Blueberry muffin hybrid. It's got THCA, liquid diamonds, THCP, Delta 10. Oh, wait. Let's see here. Archangel Michael, I wish you nothing but health and many years of life, brother. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm going to set the phone down so I can open this up. I know it's not the greatest view of Uncle JD, right up the nose. Alright, so it's the Ghost unboxing, I guess. This isn't my first time with this one, but it's the brand new item. Comes in this type of packaging. Now, usually people don't start showing up here until about 8:30, but since it's Friday, operation hours start at 9. Damn it. There we go. Let's see here how much that set you back. Alright, so these things are $40 a piece, but there's 7 grams of oil in it. In comparison, if I was to buy a different brand, or if I was to use the flower form, I'd be looking at $70-$80. This was $40. So technically I saved like $30-$40 by buying this one. I also have a good relationship with the store clerk that sells these, to where they allow me to get it on a tab, and I get to pay it off as I can because they trust me. These are pretty nice when they first stuck. Let's see here. You said earlier you are currently without a home. Technically. To expound on that, on some days I'm able to kind of set up camp in a friend's backyard, and on other days I'm able to sleep inside of the yellow office building where my friend runs the call center. Some days I'm outside, but because of the colder or cooler temperatures in Florida here lately, I've been able to stay inside the building. I believe it's pronounced Mijan. Forgive me if I said that wrong. Asks, am I sick? If you consider type 3 diabetes, which is type 2 diabetic with early onset Alzheimer's disease, pancreatitis, enlarged liver, enlarged artery as being sick, Yes. If it sounds like I have a cold or whatever, it's just a typical normal morning thing for me. Is there any ways I could send you a couple bucks, get you some smokes or something? Archangel Michael, I appreciate that. If you are interested, donations are accepted, not expected. I have Cash App for the moment. I don't know if I'm supposed to include the $sign or not, but it's $UNCLEJD 333. So it's Uncle JD 333. $sign Uncle JD 333 through Cash App. If you would like to make a donation, that's fine. You don't have to if you don't want to. But again, donations are accepted, not expected. Mijan, we had a big earthquake in Cali today. I heard about that. Well, I heard something about a hurricane yesterday. Not a hurricane, an earthquake yesterday that caused a tsunami. So thoughts and prayers go out to the West Coast as well as Australia. I heard they had a big earthquake also. Thoughts and prayers go out to you guys as well that are in Australia. And I'm pretty sure that New Zealand gets affected by that also. So the peeps that watch from New Zealand, thoughts and prayers go out to you guys as well. Other than having that big earthquake, was there any like massive damage? How were you affected, Mijan? Again, sorry if I said that wrong. Thank you, and I hope you feel better soon. I appreciate that. I've never experienced an earthquake. I've never been anywhere in the United States further west than Michigan, even though that's up in the north. If you go from the East Coast over, that's about as far towards the center of the country that I've been. Kind of Michigan, Tennessee, Alabama, I guess, would be like the line that I haven't crossed yet. Although I would like to. I would like to check out a few other states. Hell, I wouldn't mind linking up with other homeless people in other states to do special live streams and shit like that, but I don't even know how I would be able to set that up. Cool. I like it when I'm able to get names correctly. Mijan lives in Eureka. I believe CA is California. Why did I say that? You already said California earlier. That's a cool city name, though. I don't know what the city's like, but that's a cool name. Eureka! Let me just double check what time it is here. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock. I'm gonna estimate $15 to 30 minutes of time left for me to do the live stream. Due to the fact that I don't like doing live streams when there's other people in the office here. Not that, they give me any shit or anything, because they are supportive of me. But I just don't like having people breathing over me, Now, I know I just got done smoking a cigarette a moment ago, but whenever I get my mind right, I like to smoke after that. Because getting your mind right is like dinner. That cigarette after is like dessert. Now, I do take it back. I might have to cut off a little earlier so I can get cleaned up too. Like putting my stuff away. Putting putting my stuff away as what, son of a bitch, putting my stuff away as well as, washing up and stuff. I might not have a full-fledged shower, but this isn't my first time being homeless. This is like my 5th or 6th time, and I've learned tips and tricks on keeping hygiene good. But just to give you an idea, I got to pick up my bedroll and my sleeping bag. I got to pick up my food mess from last night. I'm sorry, Mizan, to answer your question, Uncle JD lives in the Tampa, Florida area of the, for all viewers, United States of America, state of Florida, the city is Tampa. And lived here for most of my life, except for about 2 weeks. 2 weeks I lived in, it was Dorchester, Massachusetts. Close to Boston, but it was Dorchester. And people say, "Oh wow, you lived in Dorchester? Oh, you must be pretty tough." It ain't like that, okay? Now, back when I lived there, I was in a lot better physical capability, and that was over 10 years ago, maybe like 12, 13 years ago. The reason why I came back to Florida, though, is because the woman that I was going to live with up in Dorchester, Massachusetts, was fucking crazy. And when I say crazy, I literally mean crazy. Not just because she was a woman. As an individual, she was fucking nuts. And I wasn't going to live with that, so I came on back down to Florida. Museum thought that was funny. Thank you for the laughter. Don't get me wrong. Boston was awesome. The way that the Boston Commons is set up, like the streets and the buildings and stuff like that, it's easy to get lost in. But when you don't really have anywhere particular to keep track of other than the train stops instead of bus stops, they have trains. As long as you keep track of those places to where you know what train you need to be on to get to where you need to go, everything's okay. Lived in a few different cities in the state of Florida, but most of it was central, Hillsborough County, Polk County. But yeah, I live in the state of Florida, the Gunshine State. Okay, I thought that was somebody for here. I thought I was about to, I don't recognize that person, so I thought they were coming here, and I was about to have to, play office representative, just in case they were going to ask any questions or whatever. But I'm lost where I was at. Mijan says, hope you are safe. I am. And I'll let you in on a little something. Morning time's not so bad here. But, I used, okay, so here's one sheath. There's another sheath. So, I've got this. It's usually sheathed up and tucked It's usually sheathed up and tucked under my shirt like that. Got a mini hatchet. And down here, that knife goes in that sheath. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about that. That's what happens whenever you're trying to, flip around with the phone and you're not paying attention. So thank you for that. Basically, that machete I usually have tucked under my shirt. That mini hatchet I have in the hatchet sheath here. That knife over there that I showed earlier goes in that sheath, is what I was saying. I do apologize for the loss of sound there. Damn it, my cigarette's burning. Both those blades are under 4 inches, so they're considered a tool in the state of Florida. So I can legally walk around with them. The others are considered camping tools, so I can legally have those also. They're not considered weapons. However, because they are covered up under my clothing, they might try to get me for that, but here's the way I look at it. You gotta catch me first. So if you got the evidence, then come convict me, bitch. Let's see here. My stummy hurt. That's a cool name. So the place that I was walking around is an office building where my friend runs a call center. He lets me put in some hours here occasionally. He also lets me sleep inside sometimes. Now, with the fact that it's cold or cooler in the state of Florida here lately, he's been letting me sleep each night to where I'm not out in the elements. So I'm thankful to him for that, but he kind of screws me around on the hours that he promises me and doesn't give me, or whatever the case might be. So it's kind of give and take. Frankie O'Banion, hopefully I'm not saying that incorrectly. I apologize if I did. Top of the morning. Let's drink a Guinness. Wouldn't mind having a car bomb. For those of you that don't know what I mean by that, now here's the deal. When in Ireland, or in an Irish pub, or whatever the case might be, you don't ask for an Irish car bomb. That's a fucked up thing to ask. But to everybody else, the drink is known as a Irish car bomb, which is Guinness Stout in a glass with Jameson Irish whiskey in the bottom of the glass, and then you drop in a shot of Bailey's Irish Cream and you chug it on down. I like to do 3 of those within the first 5 minutes of drinking, and then maybe space them out, or one every 15 minutes after that. But I don't drink anymore because of my health. But that's the way I used to do it. Okay. So Frankie's from Dublin. Shout out to Dublin. My stomach hurt. That's pretty cool. You seem like a nice dude. God bless you, brother. Thank you for that. I try to be a cool guy. I try to be nice. Some people bring out that bad side of me, but like Charles Manson said, I'll mirror what you show me. I'll reflect to you what you reflect on me. If you're good to me, I'm good to you. If you're bad to me, I'm still good to you, unless you cross a line. And then that's your fault. And that's your ass. But for the most part, I try to be cool. Frankie says, correct, lad, correct. Good deal, good deal. Let's see here. I gotta check the time. 8:11. You forgot my question? Give me 1 second there. Let me try to find your question. I'm trying to find it. Have a good day. And are you on every day? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I try to be on every day. There are some days where I don't get to get on, whether it be to being in pain, to where I just cannot fight my way through it to talk clearly enough without grunting and stuff, or if something happens with my equipment to where I can't get on. That's usually the only reason why I'm not on every day. I try to do... I mainly do stuff in the evenings, but here lately I've been trying to do stuff in the mornings too for people on the other side of the planet. Frankie says, never stop drinking that alcohol, heals. No, I agree, but it did fuck up my pancreas and my gallbladder. That's what the doctor said. They said it was due to my drinking. They took out my gallbladder. It was infected with sludge and gallstones. I've had 2 cysts on my pancreas that they had to drain. I mean, shit's crazy. And the thing is, it didn't catch up to me for 10 years of sobriety. And then out of the blue, I did some binge drinking. Because what I thought was my triplets, they had passed after being born for a couple of hours. And because of depression, I went on some binge drinking, and it activated a pancreatitis flare up, put me in the hospital, almost died. And then a year later, again, almost died from doing some binge drinking because it was the year anniversary, and I was like, fuck this, I can't deal with it. And so I drank more, was in the hospital more, almost died a second time from it. Only to come to find out sometime later that I put myself in the hospital for drinking over children that weren't even mine. So that's fucked up. Frankie says, oi, just drink more. My lad, you're gutsy, whatsy, what? I like the way you talk, Frankie. I appreciate that. And this coffee would be nice if it was a little bit Irish, but it's just American. For those of you that don't know what I meant by the coffee being Irish, would be with a little bit of Jameson in it, or at least some Baileys. Eugene says, sounds like my son. He is trying to stop. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty damn hard for me to quit drinking. But you know, my way of doing it was replacing it. Went from drinking to smoking weed. Also, you know, was into Xanax and Percocet and a little bit of cocaine. Because I could function while being high. Whereas when I got drunk, yeah, no, don't put me behind the wheel. Let's see here, beer in the morning, lad, with your shepherd's pie. Man, I haven't had shepherd's pie in I don't know how long. Neither has my mom. and she makes a good shepherd's pie. I might just have to, whenever I get my food stamps, which I don't get many of, so don't think that I'm, killing it in the food stamps world, because I'm not. But hook up the mom with the ingredients and have her make some. Mizan says, "Good for you, a brave man." I appreciate the compliment. But there's different levels of bravery in each situation. Not gonna lie, I'm not brave enough to stand in front of a fucking tank. Well, depending on the cause. But yeah, but either way, I appreciate the compliment there. Okay, so got people walking up now. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this live short, but make sure to keep an eye out. I try to post announcements whenever I'm gonna go live, but just try to keep an eye out for my live streams if you like what you've seen in this one, if you're new, or if you're a returning viewer. I greatly appreciate it. Frankie says, "Boy, bear muscles, lad, bear muscles. Fuck yeah. I could totally use some. But I don't know if it's worth the risk on the health, though." The funny thing is, I'm in the process of making some mead. And whenever I get over to my friend's house, aka the extended stay, I'll give an update on my mead. I started it back in September. I'm also in the process of trying to make some white wine, or some rice wine, as inspired by many kung fu movies that I've watched. Let's see here. Muzan says, "I was brave. I went through 7.0. 7.0, I believe that's referring to earthquakes." Frankie says, "Oi, just have a Guinness. It will heal your liver, lass." Yeah, it's worth a shot. And yeah, I had a feeling you meant lad, but all good. I appreciate the correction there. But as I was saying, people are about to come up the steps. If you liked what you see, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when all my videos come out and when I go live. Check out all my other videos, because there's a whole bunch of different topics that I hit on, whether it be cooking with Uncle JD, get your mind right with Uncle JD. My earlier videos were about extreme camping in city spots where you're not supposed to camp at. There's just all kinds of stuff on there. My stomach hurt says, "Have a good day, JD." Thank you. You have a good day as well. Frankie says, "Later, Tater." You have a great day, and later to you as well, Frankie. Mijan says, "Bye." Bye to you, Mijan. And I'll be back on probably later on tonight around 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, United States of America, aka Florida time. But until then, for now, Uncle JD signing out. As always, everybody stay safe.